Stay tuned and let's take a look at this Marvel Legends X-Men Chode Build-A-Figure Wave Kid Omega. Pow and welcome back to the channel, Dan Who Reviews. As always, my name is Dan W. Make sure you are following me on Instagram at It's Dan Who, and remember now you can hit that join button and become a channel member as well. Either show some love or join the members club. Much appreciated. Today we continue looking at the Marvel Legends X-Men Chode Build-A-Figure Wave. For the very first time, we are adding Kid Omega to our Marvel Legends collection in a much more modern House of X era uniform. Now, I'm always happy to add brand new character to the shelf, and he is more of a modern character, even though he debuted in the early 2000s. So he's still about 20 years old in regards to comics as it is, but he is here now in plastic on a brand new Marvel Legends body as well. This is the SpiderMan 60th anniversary body, so it'll be completely pinless and will have a great range, but the design itself is quite basic. It's that sort of House of X X-Force, as I said. He does come with his psionic blaster though, which is a bit of a trademark. In pink, of course, to match his pink hair and glasses. Here we have Quentin Quire on the side of the box. Another digital render on the back of the box with those accessories I just mentioned. And the biggest Build-A-Figure piece you need to build Chode. So if you want to build him, you can't skip Kid Omega. And there is Chode in his entirety on the side of the box. And to build Chode, you will need to buy the other figures in this wave. Today we're reviewing Kid Omega. So, as I said, first time in the line, let's get him open. Here we have Kid Omega out of the packaging with all of his accessories, which, as I said, are basically just a set of interchangeable hands so we can actually hold his psionic blaster. And of course, he comes with the biggest Build-A-Figure piece for the Chode Build-A-Figure. So you know what to do, subscribe to the channel and come back so we can build this massive Starjammer, which is Chode. Not today though, I'll move him to the side. Today, we are focusing on Kid Omega. If you couldn't tell, with the big Omega logo in the middle of the chest. As I said, it's on a modern Marvel Legends body, so it is completely pinless here and it has a great range of articulation. But before we take a closer look at the figure, let's actually just give you a little bit of information about Kid Omega. Quentin Quire, aka Kid Omega, is exactly his namesake, an Omega-level mutant and one-time possessor of the Phoenix Force. One of the most powerful telepaths in Marvel Comics, he's a super genius with powers unmatched, and just because he can, creates a psionic shotgun to help focus his energies. Zooming in, taking a closer look at Quentin, I first apologise if my lights are a little bit too harsh, but Quentin is very pale against my white background. He has his trademark pink hair, however, and those pink glasses. He was a bit of a rebellious teen. He went through a stage after he found out he was adopted, went and got a crazy haircut and started taking that mutant power enhancing drug called Kick, and definitely caused some trouble for the X-Men before he found his right path. But it is nice to have him now in figure form. So let me spin it around. So yeah, as you can see, the glasses do not attach to the ear. They are attached to the bridge of his nose, which I'll show you. The Mohican goes to a point at the back of the head. That's obviously got no detail, no wash in it, it's just pink. And then background to the front, and let me show you these glasses. So it has got the digital face print on the face, but the eyes are sort of hidden behind the glasses, but they are there. So that's not translucent plastic or anything like that. These are a soft rubbery piece that sort of just sit in position as they're glued to the bridge of his nose. So I can literally fold these out the way. See what I'm doing there? Literally folding them down. So I don't want to warp them out of position, but I'm just showing you they are a soft rubbery piece of plastic that just sort of sit there on the face. It sort of looks like they've got a bit of glitter in there, but it is just like a translucent white plastic with a little hint of pink towards the bridge, and it has that sort of a gradient effect, if you will. But the eyes are definitely behind there, and yeah, they definitely give the impression that his eyes are just hovering above the nose there. So yeah, there you go, that's the head sculpt. In regards to the body, it is what we've seen before. It is the recent 60th anniversary Spider-Man body, so you know it's going to have a great range of articulation. Some people argue that this is actually better than the Renew Your Vows Spider-Man body, so no complaints with that. It is completely pinless as well, and his uniform is quite simplistic. It is the House of X X-Force uniform, so you can see the pink Omega symbol on the front. It goes over to the back as well, and also on the shoulders as well, you can see the Omega symbol. And while I'm showing you the shoulders, there we have the glorious double jointed pinless elbows and double jointed pinless knees. So yeah, the costume design is very simple. It's just these pink lines that are nicely done. And again, when you've got an outfit or a character design which is just very simple against the black, any blemishes or any paint apps that are out of place, you will notice straight away. But I am happy to report the lines are very clean on this version of Quentin. You can see a little bit more pink down there as well on the wrists. Two fisted hands out of the box as well. But yeah, in regards to range, not going to go crazy with articulation or anything, but you have got the diaphragm ball up top, so that's where you get your wiggle. The paint does continue through, the pink lines do, but as you start twisting them anyway, that's going to break up the design. You've got the deep ab crunch. Well, it's down at the waist really, so look at that. Crazy articulation. So you're going to be able to get this guy in some great poses. If you've got the butterfly joint, bicep swivel, double jointed pinless arms, like that's what you want, isn't it? Like you cannot complain at the range on those elbows. Double jointed pinless knees as well. Again, all the way, kick his lower back, boot swivel, even though he's not wearing boots, but because the uniform's all black, it hides the articulation quite well. There's also a thigh cut as well. The legs go up really high, out not so much, but that's not bad either. So yeah, I do think you're going to be able to get this guy in some great poses. But I, however, would rather him hold his trademark weapon. So let me show you how to do that, of course. So as I've already showed you, out of the box, a set of interchangeable fisted hands, but we do get a set of gripping hands. Now, I may have originally said trigger finger hands because, of course, he comes with a gun. So that's where my mind went. But remember, it's a psionic gun. So he doesn't actually need to pull a trigger. He just needs to focus his energy. So let me show you the gun. So there we have his psionic shotgun, which basically works the same principle like Psylocke creates her psionic blades. Well, Quentin creates a psionic shotgun to help sort of focus his powers and energy. And yeah, this is a pretty solid representation from what you see on the comic book page. He has a pink psionic shotgun. So this is done in a translucent sort of plastic, which does catch the light really well. And again, it's a great representation of his particular ability. It just looks a little bit awkward because it's not a trigger finger hand, so you don't have a finger in the trigger. So it doesn't look like a natural gun holding pose. But as I said, it's not inaccurate, it just looks a little bit wonky. But because the body has some great motion and articulation, you are going to be able to get this guy in some nice poses, and that's probably how I display him on the shelf with his psionic blaster. Now, I think people will like this figure. They'll be happy to add Quentin to their collection, first time in the line and all that, but it's not his most iconic look. It's a modern look, but not his most iconic. I think people would have preferred Quentin in like just a regular shirt and t-shirt, sort of more casual attire rather than in a uniform, but still nice to get him in the line. I'm sure it won't be the last time. So moving into comparisons, first up, as I said, he's wearing his House of X uniform. So here we have both the House of X Wolverine and Jean Grey, who were also involved with the House of X X-Force. Two other characters involved, we have Black Tom Cassidy and Forge. This is the one from the recent Uncanny X-Men 3-pack. Here we have a couple of Quentin's ex-girlfriends, as we have one of the Stepford Cuckoos. Now, I know he had a crush on Sophie, but I don't know if that's the one he ended up going out with. Either way, here we have a Stepford Cuckoo, and then we have Gwenpool as well, as they had a relationship, and also they match in the pink. And then here we have the 60th anniversary Spider-Man, as they both share the same base body. So as you can see, they're basically the same height. Of course, Quentin, of course, doesn't have the holes in the back of the forearms to attach in the webs like this Spider-Man, so they did sort of just make an adjustment to the top of the arms there. But otherwise, it shares all the exact same proportions and articulations, as it's the exact same base body, and it's a good one, so no complaints with that. Here we have two other X-Men characters that are also in this Chode Build-A-Figure wave, with Chamber and Monet, who I am keeping hostage from the super producer Rich until he returns to my live stream show. But as you can see, all of these are brand new characters in the line, so I am very much happy with this Chode Build-A-Figure wave so far. Always love adding new characters to the collection, forever expanding that 616 in plastic, and all of these look great. Here we have the retro carded Dan Who Blue Beast without the lab coat, and the 80th anniversary Captain America, because I believe for a time Quentin was sent to sort of be an apprentice, a student of sorts of Captain America, so these two have definitely crossed paths in the comics. And here we have some of the Who crew with Frogman, Tigra and White Rabbit. And last but absolutely never least, here we have Captain Britain and Hal Fire Hank. So, final thoughts on this Marvel Legends X-Men Chode Build-A-Figure Wave Kid Omega. I think people are going to be very happy to add Quentin Quire to their Marvel Legends collection, but if we're being honest with ourselves, is this our most desired look for Quentin Quire? Is this our mind's eye of Quentin Quire? Then probably not, no, but it is still a very accurate representation of this era, this version, this House of X, X-Force uniform for Quentin Quire. From the comic book page into plastic, this is a nice representation, but I would have personally preferred a more shirt and t-shirt, a more casual look for Quentin Quire, but Hasbro obviously chose the easy route this time round, as it is a very simplistic character design to get the character out there. But again, it's a very good base body as well, great range of articulation, and the head sculpt is very nice, and also the Sonic Blaster is a nice touch as well. So undoubtedly, it's still a nice representation of Quentin Quire, who will go along nicely with some of our House of X figures we already have in our collection. So as always, you let me know what you think in the comments below. But so far, this Chode Build-A-Figure wave has been full of first time in the line characters, and you know what, that's what it's all about for me, forever expanding that Marvel universe on the shelf. I think I always say that, but if I do, just take another shot. All right, as always, people, you're in the right place if you like Marvel Legends. Check out the videos tab, find the playlist, but most importantly, please hit that subscribe button, hit all on the notification bell, don't miss out on a video, and please hit that join button, become a channel member, show some love, or join the members club. Much appreciated. You can follow me on Instagram at It's Dan Who, and I'm on Twitter as well at Dan Who Reviews. And until then, people, my name is Dan W, and I will of course see you on the next one.